All right. Good evening, everyone. I am going to honor your time. We've allowed time for those to join us, and I'm sure others will join us shortly. Thank you so much to all our parents and our staff who are here. And if you are a part of the Brookview staff, I would love for you to show your lovely faces for just 2 seconds, just so that they can see you, get to know you. Oh my goodness, I look at these smiling faces. Hi everyone. Parents, they're waving. We don't get to see you in person, but we definitely get to see you in other capacities. So thank you, all of my Brookview staff for being here. My assistant principal, Dr. Smith, if you would give them a thumbs up to let them know that that's who you are. She's representing her house team, although it's the wrong color. Uh, and then Miss Donald, if you would give a wave for me as our literacy K5 coach. There she is. We have Miss M. Hudson, if you give a wave for me as our K2 literacy coach. And Miss Stacy Hubbard as our curriculum support teacher. And then Miss Worthy, our phenomenal math coach. Miss Tatum, who is not only a parent, but also our fantastic cafeteria manager, if you give a wave for me. And Miss Freeman, our parent liaison, if you would give a big wave for me. Now, for the sake of time, I won't go through all our teaching staff. Did I get all the support staff here? Because I can't see everyone. Did I miss anyone, guys? And just unmute if I did.
Miss McKenzie.
Oh, our wonderful bookkeeper. Will you show that beautiful face, please? Also, our primetime Y after school manager or site director.
Hi guys, I'm driving. I don't want to get pulled over.
Oh yeah, let's not do that. Let's not. Don't show your face.
Hello, everybody. Love y'all.
All right. So again, thank you, staff, for being here. Thank you, parents, for being here. And I'm going to just get us started. So first and foremost, this is our annual Title I parent meeting. And we are required by law, because it's a federally funded program for our school, to make sure that we share information with you regarding our status, why we are designated as Title I, how funds are spent, and so forth. So our objective for this evening is we are going to understand what makes our school a Title I school, including the requirements, the funding, and associated programs. We're going to understand school provided resources such as curriculum assessments, parent resources, and staff contact information. And we're also going to make sure that we understand family engagement at our school and how you can stay connected and get connected and participate with our school. So, what is a Title I school? And again, parents, this is a conversation and a dialogue. So if you have questions, feel free to unmute yourself and also drop it in the chat. And I'm going to ask Ms. Hubbard if you wouldn't mind being my chat monitor for today.
Gotcha.
All right. So when we're talking about a Title I school, we are talking, number one, federally funded. So it's a big deal. And the federal government provides supplemental funds for us. And they do it for schools and districts that have high student concentrations of economic hardship. So that means economically disadvantaged communities. They give us these funds to support our school, to meet our educational school goals. And ultimately, there is an act that protects every single child called ESSA. So that's Every Student Succeeds Act. And the whole purpose of that act is to ensure that every school has equitable access to resources, and every kid has the opportunity to meet their educational outcomes. So I just want to make sure that parents understand. So we are a Title I school because we fit into those categories. So with these federal funds, the question is, well, how does a Title I school spend their money? They can spend it in multiple ways: personnel, investing in the Parent Resource Center, instructional materials, professional learning, core content supplies for math and literacy to support instruction, professional development, and then also extended learning opportunities for our babies in kindergarten through 5th grade. So at Brookview, how our funds are spent is for personnel. We did purchase personnel with the federal funding. Ms. Freeman, our parent liaison, who sends you those lovely email blasts, and she sends out my newsletter as I send it to her for you, is a position that is purchased under those federal funds. We purchase materials for the Parent Resource Center for you to check out. So like we shared yesterday at Curriculum Night, we have a parent resource room with materials where you can actually check out materials to use at home and then check it back into the school. We also purchase and funds so that we can do parent workshops and buy the materials and the supplies for it, or invite guest speakers to support your learning. So that's how we do that. And then of course we have a literacy coach, a kindergarten through 5th grade literacy coach that is purchased through Title I, and then also our math instructional coach. And their job is to literally support the instruction happening in the core content areas of literacy and math. Are there any questions with how our funds are spent? All right. So how does our school participate in the Title I program? Well, I kind of already told you, with funds, we have responsibility, but the ultimate goal is that we ensure that all students, and particularly we hone in on students that are already behind and bridging those gaps. And we want to make sure that every single child demonstrates proficient and advanced levels of achievement on those state academic standards. So the purpose of this program is it's almost like a comprehensive reform strategy to bridge the gaps. Like the whole point of them giving us the additional funds to support the instruction is to improve the quality of instruction happening for kids so that we have better student outcomes and learning and growth happens for every single kid that touches our building. So there are some requirements as a Title I school that we have to uphold because we get these federal funds. And so those requirements are, number one, we are required by law to provide high quality curriculum and instruction. We are required to hold this annual Title I meeting. So thank you for helping me meet this requirement and keeping me off the naughty list for Title I, right? We are required to do family engagement, which is awesome because this is how we're able to do fun things like the family fine arts night. And we have a couple of more events coming up that you guys, I can't wait for you to see. But that's what we do. Professional development, training for our teachers and those who are impacting and directly touching your kids in the classroom, right? So these people touch their minds every single day. So giving them the development to do it accurately and give them the training they need to support it is important. We also are required by law to share your rights. So the parents' right to know is a big piece that's shared for our schools. And we also have annual evaluations. We are evaluated on our progress to show whether or not we are hitting our mark or not. All right. So one of the things that's a requirement as a Title I school is that we have to set goals every year. And I always say, what's in our bag? Bag being big, audacious goals. So for kindergarten through 2nd, goals look different than 3rd through 5th, simply because of the assessments that they take to measure their growth. It varies. So for kindergarten through 2nd, our goal for literacy and math is pretty much the same. 80% of our students will meet their typical growth as measured by iReady Reading Diagnostic. So reading diagnostic and the math diagnostic. So you guys know we take iReady as our universal assessment in the beginning of the year to see where the kids come in. We also take the assessment at the end of the year to see the growth. Typical growth means that our kids have experienced at least a year's worth of growth. Now, we not only are aiming for typical growth for every kid in this building, so they should at least at minimum have 1 year's worth of growth. We are pushing for stretch growth as well, which is beyond that. I just want you to be aware, this is why iReady matters, which is why we're doing a push and a question. Well, we're asking for support in terms of making sure your kids use iReady at home, making sure you're checking that they get those 45 minutes at minimum at home as well, and that we are checking not just that they're on it, but that they're passing with 80% passage rates. We can take a quiz and then fail it and keep pushing, but that's not what we want. We want to make sure that they are actually doing these lessons and actually passing with an 80% passage rate. Now for third, fourth, and fifth, they are taking the actual Georgia milestones assessment this year. So if you weren't aware of that, I want you to be aware. Our third, fourth, and fifth are testing. And so we have a goal set for Georgia milestones. So by May 2022, we want 80% of our students, now this is our full academic year students, to aim for proficient on the Georgia milestones. Now, when I say full academic year, I mean those kids that actually stay the whole school year. The ones that move in the middle of the year or come in right in March before we take the test, we don't want that data to be a reflection of all the hard work we're doing. We want them to grow, and we will ensure that they grow. But I'm holding our teachers accountable to the goal of moving the needle and making sure we aim for proficiency, which is being on grade level or above. So what we do to support that, and what we've used federal fundings for to do that, is we purchased Myon. Myon is an application that supports literacy. It is like having Netflix for books. Kids can self-select books from their interests. They can self-select books based on assigned text from their teachers. They have projects in there. They have it's amazing, and it also is accessible from your cell phones. And you can download and upload books so that you can have access to it at any given time. So it is totally free to you. It's purchased by us for your babies. So look at that. It's in your ClassLink app. So when your kids log into ClassLink, you'll see the Myon app, application. We should be updated by next week, I'm hoping, so that you'll be able to log in with full access. So keep that in mind. We also have the iReady Reading and Math Teacher Toolbox. So those are resources that the teachers get to use to support instruction that aligns to the iReady software that your babies use. We purchase workbooks for every kid. So the teachers have these workbooks with resources from iReady for them to be able to practice those skills, so it translates from the computer to life in the classroom. And then extended learning. And for those of you who are returning pandas, you know we offer extended learning, which is the free after-school tutorial for our kiddos. So extended learning is one of the things that we purchase. We have to pay those teachers who roll up their sleeves and provide that quality instruction for those teachers, for those students. We also pay those paraprofessionals that have to do that work too. So that is how we fund, and that is what our Title I funds are used for. Are there any questions there? All right, so what is our school's grade? What are we looking like? How are we doing? Let me be the first to say, I know it's probably small. I tried to get it larger, but that might be the best. For pre-COVID, we had 3 years of consecutive growth, which is a big deal. Upon my arrival to Brookview, our score was in the 40s. We have had double-digit gains for 3 consecutive years, and we're hoping to get back to that. We did not take the Georgia milestone, so we don't have the next growth. But I want you to see that we are moving up. Our goal is to keep increasing every single year, and we will push that. So our overall performance is higher than 27% of schools in the state. I don't need you to see that Brookview is the lowest of low. No, we are not. That's not who we are. We are outperforming other schools. We have been designated as a beating the odds school, which means we were outperforming schools with the same demographics, just like our school. So I want you to just keep that in context. Our students' academic growth is higher than 38% of the schools in the state. That's the whole state, not Fulton, not DeKalb, the entire state. So although we have a long way to go, because I'm owning that, we have a long way to go, we are moving the needle. Also, the thing that I do want you to hone into is knowing that our third graders, though, are coming in below grade level. So only 18.5% of our third graders, and that was in 2019, were coming in reading at or above grade level. So there's a lot of work that has to happen, because that is a huge impact for our literacy performance on the Georgia milestones, which is how our schools get their report card grades, which is the A, B, C, D, or F. So parents, I'm asking for your support. If nothing else, utilize that iReady and make sure your babies read with you and to you. every single day. It's no kid should come home saying there's no homework, because that is absolutely not the truth, because you can get on iReady at any given time.
All right. So I just want to make sure that you all know she mentioned about extended day. I do want to say this shameless plug about extended day. We are about to roll it out. So you are going to be inundated with lots of letters coming home asking if your child can participate in extended day. And we would love for your babies to be with our school, with our teachers after school. This year, our extended day is virtual in many aspects, but there are some opportunities to do some extended day during the day of Brookview. So please make sure you respond to the letters, and please, please, please send those letters back. So Ms. Wallace did a great job with sharing all about Brookview, all the wonderful things that we do. And I want to tell you how we do this work. And it all goes back to using the curriculum called, well, basically, we focus on standards. I want to just say that. And these standards are aligned to the Georgia Department of Education. So Fulton County used what we call a standard mastery framework to ensure that all of our students, all of our students are meeting the state standards. And could you advance? And when we're oh, thank you. And when we're looking at these for the standard mastery framework, this is what our guarantee of a viable curriculum. And this viable curriculum allows us to create a deeper dive into the learning so that we can meet our students where they are, whether it is at a 2.0 level, whether it's at a 3.0 level, or a 4.0 level. And when we're using our standards are basically our learning maps, and it's our prioritized standards and our proficiency skills and our evidence blueprint. So let me just slow that down and talk and say it in parent terms. We basically use the standards to create a learning map that we use for the entire school year. So we have a learning map that covers when we're going to teach certain units for reading, for math, and so forth. And that when we teach it, we kind of like layer on different standards on top of each other so that we can fill the gap of really during this learning loss that many of our students are facing. And when we're using our standard mastery framework, we are really focusing on these 5 key components. One, what do our students need to know? We ask ourselves every day when we're in our PLC. We also ask ourselves, how do we know that they know it? So sometimes we go back and say, what kind of background knowledge do our students come with us to? Because not all the time our students do come to us with lots of information. So we want, like, what do they need to know, and how do we know that they know it? I'm gonna talk about how do we know that they know it when I get to these assessments. But then we talk about what is the plan for initial learning. Our teachers work diligently every week on planning, and through the work and support of our instructional coaches, especially Ms. Worthy, Ms. M. Hudson, as well as Ms. Donald, they effectively support our teachers in planning creating a plan for the initial learning process. Then we kind of like fall back and we say, well, what do we do if they don't know it? Sometimes that may require us to reteach. Yes. And sometimes it is okay to reteach. And we reteach because we want to make sure that every child is able to fill that learning gap. And then one of the major questions we started to ask ourselves was, because we do have a nice little population that's growing here, we say, what do we do if they already know it? And a lot of students come to us, and we have like some accelerated as well as advanced students who already know it. And so we're trying to push them further on deeper into the grade level or beyond into another grade. So those are the 5 components that we ask ourselves every day as the professionals of Brookview, so that we can make sure that your child is receiving the best education by providing them a guaranteed viable curriculum. Now, when we're looking at this guaranteed viable curriculum, one of the things that we want to make sure is that it's essential that the guaranteed and viable curriculum is one that is being taught in every classroom and can be in in the time available. And I want to emphasize can be taught in the time available. So when we talk about can be taught the time available, yes, we have a fantastic coaches as well as teachers, but we also have an EIP team. We also have a SEC team, and these people also come back around and provide instructional interventions. And we have what we call MTSS blocks, where your child is in multiple small groups sessions. So you have this whole group lesson that goes on, and then you have a lot of small group lessons that's going on, just so that we can provide that timely instruction. And so we're layering that instruction throughout the day in multiple ways, through small groups, through math, and through reading. Advance. So I talked about previously, that question is that we focused on is how do we know that they know it? Well, let me tell you how we know by using these tests. One, Miss Wallace had mentioned the Diagnostic Test. Now we take the I Diagnostic Test 3 times during the year. We take it at the beginning of the year, we take it at the middle of the year, and we take it at the end of the year. These 3 diagnostic tests are so essential because it allows us to know, what do our students know, and then it allows us to know, like, well, okay, what if what do we do if they don't know it? So we're able to go back and say, okay, we need to provide that extra support. So these tests, as Ms. Wallace had mentioned before, are adaptive. And that's one of the reasons why we ask that you really spend time with your child at home and allow them to get on iReady and commit to making sure that your child does at least 45 minutes or more on iReady. You can always ask your child, say, hey, let me take a pause, open up your iReady, let me see your dashboard, and you as a parent can check to see if your child is meeting their minutes that week. And I know I'm going to just speak for everyone on the call, all our teachers. They will love for you to make sure that your child is doing that every day, because we do celebrations and we do iReady celebrations, and we celebrate all the growth and all the learning that our students do. So at the end of every month, there is an iReady celebration, because we want to celebrate every win, every test, every lesson that's passed, all the minutes that are accumulated during the week. So please encourage your child to make sure that they finish their iReady minutes. Another thing that we also use is the right score. The right score is basically given to grades 3 through 5 for us. If you have a child in middle school, you probably also see that they also take the right score. But it mainly focuses on the ELA, the reading, and the writing. I cannot speak enough about writing, and I'm pretty sure if I pass the mic to Miss Donald, she probably would talk your ear off on how important writing is. So not only do they read, they are asked to write and respond to that reading. So that is what the right score is all about. We also, and this is kind of new, is the MAP test. Dr. Smith basically spearheads this assessment, and this is given to our second and our fourth graders. And for this is what we say, ask ourselves is that fifth question: what if they already know it, and how can we move them further ahead? So this is that test. So for our second graders and our fourth graders, we're trying to figure out, like, okay, can we advance them further, and can we identify them for tag or be an advanced or a celebrated student? This is that assessment. So we really want to make sure our students take it seriously, because again, once your child is identified, that's a great push, because that child can be actually put on another track all the way into high school. And I know if I were you, I want my child in every that's not IEP. It's called AP classes. I almost got caught up there. Because when your child's in AP classes, they're able to have get these college credits. And guess what? That pays for college. Oh, money, money, money. Yes. So it's always these wonderful ways to get your child advanced further in learning, and that is one way. We also have the WAPT test, and this is given to our kindergartners and first graders for during the first semester, and it's all about their assessing their English language proficiency. Now, if you have a student who is um, who speak another language, our second language learners, we also assess them through what is called the access test, because again, we are supporting all of our students. And many times we have students who come from different countries who really are very bright, but they just have a language barrier, and that's how we assess them. Okay, so I hope that all that information helps you understand what we are doing at Brookview. We're every day we're asking those 5 important questions, and I hope that you also support us in that work by supporting your students in the work that they do every day. Thank you.
So parents, if you have any questions, again, feel free to unmute yourself and just ask. So I'm gonna do my plug again. So some of you heard it last night. I am not letting up on this. I need your help. I need every single parent to access their parent portal. If you have not accessed your parent portal, you have missed out, because we did our first progress reports last week, and they are in your Infinite Campus parent portal. It is essential that I have current information from parents as far as phone numbers, addresses, email addresses, and you can do an update and change those in your parent portal. You also can monitor your child's attendance. So some of you may have been getting, maybe getting emails, calling posts, robocalls regarding attendance, and some of them could be errors. So you can monitor that if you are logging into your parent portal. You have to register for it, and you have to have a unique activation key that you can get from myself or Ms. Fornes, and we can help you get started. So if you need access, let us know. You pretty much need your student's name, their birthday, and then their student ID number, which is their lunch number. In the chat, you should see Ms. Fornes' email address as well as mine. And then you'll need to know their grade level. So again, I'm encouraging everyone, parent portal, parent portal, parent portal.
So I'm going to pick up here with what is required by law for parent and family engagement. As Mrs. Wallace stated, we are a Title I school, so this is a requirement that ensures that all parents and families are given the opportunity to be a consultant in their child's education through the School Family Compact, the Parent Family Engagement Plan, which have been on our Brookview website, Brookview newsletter, through Class Dojo, and have been emailed to you multiple times and will remain there, as well as the district plan, parent and family engagement plan. And Title I also requires that staff jointly develop the school compact. And basically what the school compact is an agreement between the parents and the staff to for the best interest of the students, essentially. So what are we going to do? How are we going to get to it, and working together? Go ahead, Miss Wallace. I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Hi, I was trying to find out. I want to log into the parent portal, but my child brings lunch. So how do I get her lunch number, I guess?
That is super simple. You can email myself, Mrs. Wallace, Mrs. Fornes, on any of these email addresses. And like I said, we will ask you some basic screening information before we release that to you. But it is a very simple process to get your student ID number, as well as through Class Dojo with your child's teacher. And that's actually the quickest way, through your child's teacher in Class Dojo.
Okay, so I can log into Class Dojo then. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Now, but you still will need the activation key from myself or Ms. Fornes. That's your unique identifiable key that gets you access to your child's personal information, which is why we don't want you to share it with anyone, and you hold it tight, because it follows them all the way up to 12th grade. So you want to make sure that you kind of keep up with that. So just reach out after you get your lunch number. You can literally send me an email. I'll verify who you are versus the registration, and then I will send it to you via email.
Okay, thank you, ladies.
Absolutely. And I'm going to go a step further for our parents. And I know you're driving, and don't worry, this will be posted later again. But I'm going to post the
Yes, I
YouTube.
just got off work. I had to see the meeting. I had to. I just got off work.
I understand, but no worries. Everything will be posted on YouTube later, as well as I am dropping the chat, the link for our parent portal, parent workshop that we had. It was phenomenal. It's step by step. So don't worry, everything will be accessible later on. And as far as the district schools parent and family engagement plan, I've dropped that in the chat as well. Additionally, you can always find it on our Brookview website. I'm going to keep saying Brookview website because I am one of the webmasters. So I'm going to continue to stress our Brookview website. It is updated often, and it is frequently updated, and it has relevant information. So please make sure you're connected to our website as well. Go ahead, Mrs. Wallace. What is the school family compact? And
Okay,
this is
thank
what I
you.
was talking about earlier. Absolutely. And the school family compact, once again, is basically just an agreement between the school and the staff and saying, what are we going to do? How are we going to get to these goals? It is jointly developed, and jointly means the staff, the parents, and the students. We also ask students questions. What do you want to see in school? What do you need help with? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What programs do you would like to see? So when you start seeing my emails about an input survey, it is extremely important because those goals that Mrs. Wallace named earlier were jointly developed. These are what parents wanted to see. So your input is extremely valuable to us. I know some people say, tell us what you want, tell us what you want. No, we actually mean it. So when you start seeing those input surveys, please fill those out. We want to know how you all feel. What can we do better? Once again, I'm sorry, it's a shared responsibility. They are all linked and aligned to learning, and they increase student and academic achievement. I can go forward. Wow. Sorry. So on this next slide, I was going to do this one, but we have our wonderful AP, and this is her baby. So I'm going to pass the mic to her if that's okay, Dr. Smith.
Yes, ma'am. Can you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
All right. So parents, back in August, I sent home the Student Code of Conduct and Discipline Handbook. This book of all the rules in Fulton County that students must follow. I also present to students pre-K through fifth grade the rules in the handbook, and we went over all of the rules. Parents, what I need you to do, please do this for me. Review the handbook with your student if you haven't done so already, and then go into the parent portal and sign off that you have reviewed the code of conduct book with your student. It is in the parent portal under behavior. And as Mrs. Wallace stated, if you have access to the parent portal, you have access to everything. So if your child has received a discipline referral, it is logged into the parent portal and you can see everything. But parents, please do me a favor and log into the parent portal and sign off that you have viewed the student code of conduct with your child, and the link to the actual book is on our website. If you have any questions, you can always contact me. My name is Dr. Smith, and I am your assistant principal.
Thank you so much. All right. So the big question and a lot of parents want to know is how responsive will the school be to my questions when there's an issue with the staff or when I maybe reached out to a teacher. So I wanted to make sure that we were clear about the proper way to communicate to and from school and kind of like the chain of command and how it works for us. So first and foremost, your first point of contact are your teachers. They can be reached via email, class dojo, and some of them have shared their phone numbers. But I ask that you respect their personal time because they have families and kiddos and everything else. And I know sometimes I get calls at 10 and 11 o'clock from parents. I want you to remember we have families and lives too, so make sure we kind of think about that when we're making contact. Also, if there's an issue with a teacher, I ask, and Dr. Smith asked, that you start with the teacher first to try to get it resolved. If it is unsuccessful at that point, then you reach out to Dr. Smith or myself, and we will handle it from there. All right, we have email access, phone access, and I have it posted here on the screen so that you can see that. And here are our contact information. Again, we are accessible. If we're not able to access this and fix the issue for you, then I will escalate it up to my area superintendent and ask for her to step in. And our area superintendent is Dr. Campbell. So I just want to make sure that we understand teacher first, still not resolved, and don't let a lot of time lapse before it's resolved. Like, don't have an issue in August and then contact us by December. Too much time has been lost there. We want to rectify it in that moment. And just understand that we will do our best to, number one, resolve any issues or conflicts that come up, but number two, support you as you're supporting your kids that attend our school, because they're our pandas too. So I just want to make sure that everyone knows that we are here for you as support. We appreciate you. And again, we are accessible. Also, if you have questions about resources or something, maybe you want some instructional support or materials, you have our parent liaison, Ms. Freeman, and her contact information is here, and she can be reached. And we also have administrative supports. So if there's a question regarding curriculum, feel free to reach out to our curriculum support teacher, Ms. Hubbard. Our ELA coach, Ms. Hudson, our other ELA coach, Ms. Donald, or our math coach, Ms. Worthy. We have a building full of support. So don't feel like you have to do it alone. We are here as your support.
All right. What opportunities does the school provide for family engagement? So, yes, we are in a pandemic. Does that stop us? Absolutely not. Just like you all are here virtually this evening, just like our families were at our visual arts night, we are still here. So please don't miss out. Once again, we've had some amazing workshops. We've already had one about Parent Portal, and it's on our Brookview YouTube channel. And I posted the link in the description. And don't worry, I'll post it again on the Class Dojo. But you should check that out. Then we have an upcoming calendar of events, as you can see to the left. And if you're driving, don't worry, these events will be shared, and I will continue to blow you up. But when they're coming, please don't block me. I'm Tamika Freeman. Please don't block me. I love you, but I just want you all to stay informed. And because of this reason, look at how many people are here tonight. And we are so appreciative and so grateful because we have to do this together. So once again, their next meeting is going to be on October 14th, and that is our Title I input meeting. And that is what I was referring to earlier about input, about things that you want to see happen in the school. It's a very short survey. It asks about 20 questions, but they're very particular, and these are our babies. So we want to know what you want to see. No, we can't do everything, but we want to know what you all would like to see, and I promise you we will try our best. And once again, these calendar events will be shared multiple times throughout the year, so no worries, you will see them again multiple times, and they're also located on our Brookview website as well.
I also want to kind of put it out there that there's an opportunity for us to start our parent university this school year, which could be specifically based off what you say you want to see. Some parents have inquired about some supports in terms of workplace development, resume writing, interviewing skills. Some have asked about savings and financial literacy. So there is an opportunity that is presenting itself that we would like to kind of explore. But again, that comes from feedback from you. So at the October 14th Title I input meeting, we will have a parent survey ready for you to tell us exactly what you would like to see at Parent U. And again, this is an opportunity for us to bring in community partners and partnerships to help us facilitate workshops to help you be just the better you as you support our pandas. So if there are anything that come to mind, let me know. If you have ideas, let me know. If you're willing to facilitate one of these workshops, let me know. Because there's also opportunities for you to engage in that way as well. So I am going to say this and make sure that everyone knows that you have so many ways to be connected to Brookview.
Can I do my shameless plug real quick, Miss
Oh,
Wallace?
go for it.
I'm sorry, I was talking and I was so muted. Shameless plug. Back to the opportunities for parent and family engagement. We still have a parent resource center. If you all
Yes.
are on Infinite Campus and Parent Portal, you would have received an email yesterday during open house. That was our virtual parent resource center open house. It was an interactive tour. If you click on it, you can click on the little icons, and there are endless things that you can do on the website. Additionally, there are resources, once again, that you can check out from me through the school. Um, all kind of resources. Like I said, there's a video on the open house. So please, please, please make sure you check it out.
So that was a great shameless plug. So I really, really want you to make sure you check out those resources. For example, flashcards. There are books. There are games. Like, we have resources that you can check out from the school to use to support instruction. So again, reach out to Ms. Freeman and make sure that you do so. Now back to this ways to stay connected. If you didn't know, I hope you know. Today you should know that we
And if you
have an
don't,
amazing website that's full and rich resources. So make sure you check out our website at fultonschools.org/BrookviewES. Also, we have a Facebook. We have Twitter. We have Instagram. Follow us. We have YouTube, which mostly has informational videos. Like, if you miss a workshop, that's where the videos go. If you want to go back to reference something that was said or shared in a parent training, that's where you can find it. If even teacher how-to videos, how to use Nearpod, how to access Seesaw. So that's a great, great way to stay connected. And we do our weekly newsletters. So if you haven't seen my newsletter, I'm going to say I am asking that you dig deep with those emails. Every Friday is when we send them out, so that you have the whole weekend to read it. But that's also where I share all the information, not just about Brookview, but district information as well. And it goes to your email address directly. We also link it on our Class Dojo page. So if you haven't joined or linked yourself to our Class Dojo, please reach out to your child's teacher so that you could connect with us.
and I've gotten so good, I even text it to you now.
So we are at the close of our meetings. Are there any questions before we end? Anything you guys want clarity on?
Hi, this is Kamari's mom. I just want to say thank you guys for being so supportive, because I was kind of scared to put him in the school because I thought the school was bad, and I see that you guys are into the students, and I really appreciate that, and it made me feel comfortable, and I feel at ease now. Thank you.
Well, thank you. That's good to hear. And I am hoping that we change that narrative. And parents, you can help us with that. Give reviews on our school. We are doing a lot of great things that the world doesn't get to see, but that comes from parent input. So you see us rolling up our sleeves for your babies, and you see good things happening. Help us out by helping change that narrative, because Brookview is a jewel. I tell anyone, and I'll tell anyone to my soul, we're the best kept secret on the top of the hill. And my kids, I put them up against the best. Our kiddos are talented, gifted, unique individuals that are destined for greatness. So I don't know if they tell you, but we tell them every day that they're GOP, which means great on purpose, because it's not accidental, it's intentional. We intentionally do the right things, make the good choices, and be who we are destined to be. So again, parents, help us out. We appreciate that. That warmed my soul. And I just want to let you know I appreciate you. We appreciate you. Dr. Smith, at the big old Kool-Aid smile on that pit, we appreciate you. Our staff, we can't do this without you. So the big part is, for Title I, we are required to do evaluation. So I'm gonna let Ms. Freeman take over at that, because that's a big deal for her position to be funded.
Absolutely. So thank you, thank you. So this survey is to evaluate the effectiveness of the meeting. Did you learn anything? Was it informational? Was it exciting? Was it fun? Do you want to see something else like it? What other workshops would you see? So this evaluation is extremely important, and we love your honesty. But they are mandatory because Title One has to ensure that we're doing what we're supposed to do. And what, like Mrs. Wallace said, we're great on purpose, so we do it anyway because it's not accidental. Everything we do is intentional. So if you all would please, please, please fill out that survey for me. Don't worry, I will share it again on Class Dojo, and you'll see this again tomorrow in our weekly newsletter. And I want to just thank you all again so much for being here. And please just be on the lookout for more information about more meetings. And thank you all again so much.
Thank you all again. Again, if you're interested in joining School Governance Council, some of you I got last night to say yes, or PTA, go ahead and drop your name in the chat and I'll hang around for us to kind of chat about it. But I definitely need more parents. And I don't know if you guys realize, but the School Governance Council is the school's actual governing body. So they vote and approve the budget for flexible spending funds. They helped design the media center from the colors to the chairs. They had to help me pick everything. It's a committee of parents, community partners, as well as employees. So if you are interested in being a part of that governing body, helping to make decisions about budgeting, which fundraisers we're going to do for the year, what kind of activities do we need to do, things we need to change. Also, they are who are on the electing. Like, let's say I am removed from Brookview or I leave Brookview and it's time to get a new principal. Your school governance council sits on that panel for selection, for principal selection. So it's a very, very big deal. And I really would love to hear from you. And I love that Ms. Beasley already dropped her information in that chat. I have your information written. So I'm excited. So if you feel so moved, feel free to join me. I think I see a smile coming in one parent's soul with the beautiful hair, the locks. I'm gonna work on that smile to get you to sign up. You see, yep, I see you. There it is. So I'm gonna try my best to get you. Thank you, staff, for being here. Thank you, parents, for being here. Again, I'll hang around. I'm gonna stop the recording now. And faculty and staff,